Another way of telling whether we are selfish or not is what we do with the resources that God gives us. What do we do with our money? In 2 Corinthians 9:8 it says this, and you see, when we look at being selfish and the things that we have our interests, we have time, we have money, we have the resources God has given us. How am I using that? Am I using it for Him? Am I using it for others, to help others? Am I hoarding it? Do you ever watch Hoarders? Do you ever watch that show? Ooh, I could only watch that once. I accidentally saw part of another one a second time. And man, oh man, are those people interesting. And if you're one of them, you're interested. Okay? And wait till you have to move. Yeah? Wait till you have to move. Tom Kraft said, Pastor, I think I'm becoming a hoarder. And so he starts, he's giving some stuff away. They're kind of downsizing the house so that they can. Doug Hendricks said, when you finally move, you're going to find out all the stuff that's in the house. We understand that. I know that. I can't move around in the house. We become hoarders. So when we have an abundance, it's supposed to be for every good work. In 2 Corinthians 9:8 it says this, God is able to make all grace abound to you. Remember we talked about that last week in Hebrews. We are to come to the throne of grace. Why? To receive mercy and grace from God. To live our life. He makes all grace abound to you, that you always, having all sufficiency in all things, may have an abundance. And then here's God's purpose for abundance. God's purpose for abundance, people, is not that I spend it on me. It's not that I use it for my desires. It's not that I buy the bigger and better. It's not the more shiny, the newer model. He says, an abundance for every good work. We do not plan to give to the Lord or to people as we should. I stash money aside for hunting. Oh, I love hunting. I got extra money so I don't have to spend Laura's money on hunting. Because I would spend it. I have a little extra cash set aside for if the refrigerator breaks. Or if we need ice cream for the freezer. I have a little extra set aside. Then the missionary comes, or somebody in need. We need the deacon's fund. We need money for the deacon's fund. I don't have any cash for that. I need the ice cream. We might need a refrigerator this week. Something might go wrong. I might go hunting again. And so then I keep it for myself. One good way to test to see if this is an issue with you is to test in your heart and mind how you responded when I mentioned money as one of the selfish areas. Isn't that interesting how people, I knew when I came to church they were going to talk about money. That's why I don't come. That's why I don't worship God with other believers. They always talk about money. Do you know why? Money's not the issue. It is not the issue. It is my heart. When God has my heart, my wallet and hand and everything in my house, my family, all of you are open to Him. I hold it all with open hand. Lord, what would you do with my cash? It's yours. First of all, Andy, I start out, you need to give me what belongs to me, and then I'll give you an abundance, and you can serve me with it. How do you know when you've gotten past that selfishness? The last one is inconsiderateness. Inconsiderateness. In my own interests, how I spend my time, how I use my money. But the other thing is being inconsiderate. The inconsiderate person never thinks about the impact of their actions on others. You notice that? They don't even consider that. They don't think of that. What is the impact of our response and our reactions when we are inconsiderate? The person who is always late or keeps others waiting. The person who talks loudly on his cell phone, disturbing others around them. The person who leaves their mess for someone else to clean up. I'm not talking about teenagers here. They never do that. I don't know if your teenagers do that. But children, do you leave your mess for your mom and dad to clean up? Really? At your age? Husbands, do you leave that mess for your wife? Wife, is there hair in the drain of the tub that you couldn't clean up? Do we leave those messes? Are we inconsiderate enough that we leave those things? That an inconsiderate person does not take into account the feelings of others. rude to family, rude to the store clerk. Julie Borman is not like that, by the way. When she goes shopping, she's just joyful all day long. That's probably because she doesn't take Wes with her. How do we treat our own family, our clerk, the police officer that stops you? Are you mad at him because he caught you? Because you were stupid enough to drive too fast, or run the red light, or run the stop sign? Now it's his fault? Can you be courteous to that individual? Can you be a believer? Show the love of Christ? You know, officer, you're right. You're right. Treat them with respect. That's what the believer should do. The inconsiderate person does not take into account others' feelings. I just say what I want to say and let the chips fall where they may. Oh, really? I'm just being honest. You ever hear someone say that? I'm just being honest. We are to speak the truth in love. People use the scriptures so inappropriately at times. Well, we're supposed to be honest, aren't we, Pastor? Yes. Can you not be gentle with a spirit of meekness, correcting each other, encouraging? Some people are just honest, they're inconsiderate. The inconsiderate person is only concerned about expressing their own opinions. Ephesians 4:15 says, we're to speak the truth in love. When you're driving, do you let others in who are trying to merge, or do you close the gap so that they can't get in? Do you say thank you when people do something for you? Do you let someone with a couple of items at the grocery line go ahead of you when you have a cart full? Do you hold the door for others? Do you turn your phone off when you're having a live conversation with somebody? Do you let someone at your house have the last piece? Or the biggest piece? Children, do you let your mama go first? Dad, did they learn that from you? Do you do things to help that are outside your designated job description? It's not my responsibility. Yeah, it is. You're alive. God put you on the earth. Do it. 2 Corinthians 8:9 says this, and this is why Jesus Christ instills in us a selflessness. For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that you, through his poverty, might become rich.